Good evening, New York. You are listening to the Indie Darkroom on 87.7 WNYZ. This is Darkroom Live, and I'm your host, Gabe Galvin. If you are new to Darkroom Live, then you missed out on a movement of bringing live music to the radio. You know, you're used to going to venues to see bands play live. Why not sit in the comfort of your own home and listen to a band playing live coming out of your radio? And that's what we do here on Darkroom Live. Tonight's no exception. We have ATTACK.WAV in the studio performing live on the air for your listening pleasure. And yeah, I'm excited. And everyone in ATTACK.WAV is sitting behind me here in the control room. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Oh,
hey.
So we're going to listen to some music, give them time to get their way into the live room, and then they're going to play a live set here on the air for you to listen to and enjoy. That's the goal here tonight. All right,
Let's do it.
You got 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Oh gosh.
You sound like God or
Brace yourselves.
devil or something.
Don't f it up, everyone's listening.
so let's go ahead and listen to ATTACK.WAV performing live in the studio here on Indie Darkroom 87.7 WNYZ. Indie Darkroom started about a year and a half ago, and we were given some airtime on 87.7, me and my partner Will, and at first we were just interested in playing our friends' music, and then we thought, well, why don't we try to figure out a way to give exposure to all artists? And at that point we realized that the whole idea of radio, it's something we felt nostalgic about, and something we identified with, and as this unattainable thing as musicians, like, oh wow, we get played on the radio, how incredible is that? And we would love to give that to other artists out there. And then we started realizing how a lot of people might not even know what radio is these days. And so we decided to kind of bridge the gap between the internet music world and the FM radio. And so we made the website, indiedarkroom.com, where artists can upload their music and let the listeners decide what they like and help them, and they decide what gets played on the air. And it grants exposure to the artists while letting the community take part in what gets played on the radio. And that's where the Indie Darkroom came about. And we have a studio here where we like to have live bands on the air, and we have DJs that get, they influence the broadcast with their personal taste, and everything comes from the website, and everything comes from the listeners and from the artists themselves. And that's what the Indie Darkroom is all about. It's just the community and, kind of the DIY scene, and that's just about it. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? What's on your mind tonight? Is it this? From what I understand, this is your first live performance.
This is our first live performance, so that's kind of what's on our mind, I think.
Yeah.
Collectively. I speak for all of us when I say.
Yeah, okay.
What's in store in the future for ATTACK.WAV? Is there any future shows, or are you just working on the continuing this production?
Melissa's not talking.
Every band needs a mute, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing next. Right now or
What are
next.
you doing
What
now?
Are you
What are
doing?
you?
What's happening?
What's your 5-year plan? Tell me that. You don't have a 5-year plan? You're in the wrong business, kid. Let me tell you.
We need like a second game plan.
Yeah, this being our first gig
Yeah.
ever.
Hey, your first gig ever is on the radio
I know.
in New York.
So what are we gonna? What can?
There,
we
you
do
can only
after
go
this?
down from
I know, that's what
right?
Well, I
I'm
think we
reckon
should
with
stick
that.
with our like dance music for shut-ins theme.
And
You know?
just only play where there are no audiences.
Yeah.
ATTACK.WAV.
Yes.
I've noticed that the spelling of the name is all caps
Yeah.
and it's ATTACK.WAV.
Yes.
Should I be saying that the band is ATTACK.WAV or ATTACK.WAV?
I mean, I've always said ATTACK.WAV,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Tyler?
I think Melissa, you say dot, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So there hasn't been a consensus yet.
No.
No.
You kind of jumped right into it. Like, let's play our first show to an audience of 190,000 listeners. That's our first show, first of all. And secondly, we have no formal consensus
On the name.
on the name.
No. I
That's
mean,
bold. That's really bold. It's really bold.
Thank you.
We try not to communicate.
ATTACK.WAV, it's spelled W-A-V,
Right.
like a wave file.
Yeah.
Like, so that was another question of mine, because this is really important stuff that I trouble myself with, and I need to know the answer. Is it .wave as in a file extension? Or is it .wave as in, you know, like a URL? Like, you know, because now there's...
I was
you know,
thinking
there's
file extension.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, long story short, ATTACK.WAV, delivering dreams, wrapped in rainbows by unicorns, and you're here in the studio tonight. Your first performance ever, live on the air.
Thank you for having us.
Don't mess it up. Don't screw up, guys.
It's so rad.
So, what do you say? More music? You want to play some more?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Don't look up. Don't make eye contact. Don't take your headphones off. Don't take your headphones off. Stay messed up. Don't talk about genuine interests.
Well, sometimes New York City can make you feel kind of down and lonely, sad, walking, seeing all the faces all the time. You want to see a furry face sometimes. And so I decided to look on Craigslist, an awesome .org website where you can find almost anything from free dirt to free chairs and stuff. But yeah, so I decided to go meet this girl, this person, with free gerbils, and I went to the Hughes stop right over here. I texted her. I was like, "Yo, I'm off the stop." She's like, "Yo, so am I." And I saw her, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, that's a beauty, you know. And then I got the gerbils, tested them out, you know, made sure they were not dead or just diseased or angry gerbils, biters. And took them home, was excited, kind of sad because they had to ride on the subway and it was really vibrating and like they're just small. And yeah, so right when I got home I got a text and it was like, "Yo, I only know you from the gerbil business, but do you want to get some coffee sometime?"
No, that's serious.
Yeah.
Gerbils of love.
The gerbils of love.
If one of you has a story, I would love to hear it in lieu of Storytime with Sterling. Nothing?
I told my story.
The beard story?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Come on, someone's got to have a story. Does anyone remember
too much pressure,
their first Halloween?
I still love candy corn.
That's a good story. It's a good story.
Is that a story?
No. It's candy corn to work for Halloween.
And then what happened?
They put it,
This is fascinating.
They put it in a nice little glass jar, and I was the only one eating out of it. I was having like handfuls. 4 or 5 times a day. It was like right by the printer. I was just like, no one's eating it. I should just eat it. It's like
That's
eating
teamwork.
It's like eating wax. Like it doesn't do anything to you.
It's really tasty wax.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Yeah.
You like
It's
it?
totally delicious.
And
I
you
like the little pumpkin ones too.
The pumpkin. Well, that's a
Those
special.
little bursts of flavor.
That's a special mix. You can't, if you go for, you don't know if the pumpkins are in there. You have to look to make sure that that's the batch that you're getting.
Right.
And you said you didn't have a story. You heard ATTACK.WAV performing live from our studio on the air. And here they are. They're right here.
Hi.
Hello.
We're
Hi.
still here.
You're still here. And I'm grateful. I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah, we are too. That was sweet.
You played 5 songs. 5
Yeah.
songs. That's a lot to ask from someone.
Is it though? When
It
your
is.
songs are really, really short?
Yeah.
It's, well, can you put a value on an increment of time? That's the question of the night.
I think you can.
I'll be
because
thinking about that for the rest of the
After
evening.
all,
We all
time,
will.
Time is money.
It's true. The first thing that Tyler said when he came in was, he said, "What happened to you?" or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because
Well, he expected more of a beard out.
more of a beard.
Less of a handsome man.
Yeah, and I said, "Well, don't I shaved it off handsomely, right?" And he just he shook his head at me. He walked away.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
what were we talking
I feel
about?
like I'm talking to a different person.
Remember that guy in Gainesville that used to roll down the window of his car when we were on tour and yell at people in the street and be like, "Shave your beard, buy a keyboard."
Oh, that guy.
But
Yeah.
Gainesville, Florida?
Yeah.
Did you live there or you just toured there?
We toured there a few years ago.
That-
Not this band.
That was
All
was
of
my.
us in this band and a previous band.
Most of the people here at the Indie Darkroom have lived in Gainesville for long stints of time.
I've heard some stories about Gainesville from you guys.
And there are plenty of them. So there's I heard that there's some sort of television broadcast associated with tonight's performance. Now the radio is on television, is what you're telling me. So you're playing a show, but you're playing a show on the radio, but then the radio is then on television. So it's getting kind of convoluted.
Right. It'll also probably count as our next show so we can push off playing in front of people a little bit longer.
That's true, and I think it makes you time travelers also. All right, so enough of this nonsense. Let's just move on with the show. You know, We started as friends, and now we hate each other for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm a jerk.
Something about this place, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully you can come back soon. Like, a lot of fun.
Let's do that.
And yeah. So you've been listening to Darkroom Live here on the Indie Darkroom 87.7 WNYZ. We've had ATTACK.WAV in the studio. They performed 5 songs live on the air. They talked with me for a while. And you can find their music at indiedarkroom.com/ATTACK.WAV and also at